Hey everybody, welcome to episode 14 of Let's Kung Fu. Um, we are going to talk about MLG some more. Um, as we talked about last week, I was playing in the MLG Open Qualifiers uh, for the Summer Arena. I went ahead and showed you my initial games where I got my butt completely handed to me. Here, I'll even look at my pretty face. I got my butt completely handed to me by a Master League player. Uh, and I thought it was kind of fun to look at. I did get to play a few more games the next day, so I figured we would go ahead and spend more time today looking at me failing miserably at StarCraft 2, because that's always fun, right, guys? So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. Uh, Video intro, just for general housekeeping stuff. Video intro is still in progress. My video guy is awesome and is not the holdup. I'm the holdup. I keep promising him theme music, which I've had a hard time making materialize. Uh, Other useful stuff, again, feedback. Please, guys, send me feedback. Feedback at letskungfu.com. Anything at all, if you don't like my hair, which is terrible at the moment, I was out in the sun too much yesterday and it all faded after we dyed this weekend. But anything. Doing this for, well, really for me, but also for all of you people out there who watch it, all, 7 of you. Um, so yeah, definitely let me know what can be improved. That's my goal. Let's see. Facebook, we do have a Facebook page, facebook.com/Let's Kung Fu. Pretty obvious. I would really appreciate it if anybody watching would go ahead and like that. And I'm on Twitter. I believe I'm at Let's Kung Fu TV. So you can follow me there as well, which actually reminds me, I did not post on Twitter that the episode was going live, which I will fix right now. I'm not even signed into Twitter. Ugh. Apparently I can't remember my password. There we go. Bam, tweeted. For all 3 of the people who are following me. One of whom is actually me. Fun times, right, guys? But anyway, I think that was all of the important housekeeping stuff. Of course, I do also have a website, letskungfu.com, but I don't actually expect that anybody uses that. I feel like everybody just kind of watches this live or directly on Blip TV instead of through my own website, which is cool. My website kind of sucks. I haven't spent time to work on it. I'm going to be out in California again in about 2 weeks. Yes. So next week's episode should be normal on Wednesday, and here, the following weeks will be from California. I've got some work stuff going on, and more importantly, we're doing the 3rd annual King of Palantir tournament, which I'm going to plug again. Palantir employees versus Facebook employees. It should be really fun. We're going to live stream the whole thing on Twitch TV/King of Palantir, I think. Probably. That sounds right. Or you could email me or follow me or hit me up on Facebook and ask me and I will tell you. It's open to anybody who wants to come watch it in person as well. We'll have like thunder sticks and cool stuff like that, which will be out in Palo Alto. You can also find out some more information on kingofpalantir.com. So, let's go ahead and move on and get into the games, because I imagine that I'm not really that interesting because I don't have any good stuff to talk about. Let's see, what's my correct transition here? Let's see if I can make this work. Where did my game go? Sorry about this, guys. It is being uncooperative. Let's see if I finally got it. I hope. Pretty please. You guys look like you're still looking at blackness. There we go. Wonderful. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Exploit was stupid. In any event, here is the first of my games in the loser's bracket. I believe this was loser's bracket round 3. I got buys for rounds 1 and 2, which makes me feel good because I can say, hey, I made it actually all the way to round 4, which should tell you something about these games. So let's go ahead and hit play. I will probably ×2 our way through this, just because I do have a couple of games that I want to show you. This is Zerg, so I'm just going to go straight up for my awesome Skytoss build. My opponent, by the way, is bronze, I believe, or silver or something, so yeah, I mean, if I lost this, I would be in great big trouble, though you'll see that I get a little arrogant in the next game, and it almost bites me in the ass. So I can see here I'm doing a pretty typical Forge Fast expand, though it has not been, it's been very 4G and less fast lately. I always worry a lot about like ling run buys, so I focus on getting my wall faster than I necessarily need to. I feel like I could almost certainly take my base. Yeah, like I'm doing my cannon before my nexus. I feel like I could be doing my nexus before my cannon. And you know, I'm just scouting around. Found this base. Nothing too big. I've basically just started now when I'm Forge Fast expanding against Zerg, just throwing down a pylon to delay his third, because that seems to be the standard Zerg response. Do I actually cancel this? Hey, look at that. I'm smart enough to cancel it. That's too many lings. But, I mean, he's bronze level player, so that's fine. Next is down. Gateway, second cannon for my wall off. All pretty good normal stuff. I did get a little bit supply block there. Tisk, bad damon. There we go. I was guessing I'm floating that money a little high. I should have gotten that side record down a little faster. There we go. Third cannon. It's really interesting the responses I get from folks when I do this build. I get so many people telling me how terrible I am and how poorly I'm playing, usually right as I'm killing them. They don't like this build at all. I actually spent a great deal of my day yesterday getting told how poorly I played, and how the fact that I won doing this build was proof that my race was imbalanced. Yeah, it's you know, it's kind of entertaining how rage-inducing this build can be. So you can see I'm doing my double Stargate. I'm being told that this is bad. I should not be doing double Stargate. I should be doing single Stargate, then my fleet beacon, so that I can get my third out faster. Whatever. He goes for a little push here, but honestly, like, my cannons alone killed basically all of his push. But yeah, so I should be going Fleet Beacon and not worrying so much. Basically, I do this so that I can get the Void Rays out faster, so I can go for the Harass on his third as quickly as possible. But it would be more worth my while, I hear, getting my fast mothership so that I can take my third faster. I agree that that's probably correct. My way is probably wrong and bad and not good, but I'm not comfortable yet doing that, which I need to be. So, I mean, you know, nothing too exciting here. I'm getting my shield upgrades, I'm getting +1 attack. I do get Warp Gate after my +1 attack. I always feel kind of naked without some Warp Gates, but I could probably hold off on that and do my +1 armor. My mothership started. I'm moving out for a push, though his spire just finished, which, if I'd been paying attention to the times, I would have realized that, and I probably would not have made this attack now. Mutas are scary after all. So I poke up, I check for a third, I don't see it, so I just pull back. I said my third's going down. I'm actually, 50 feet ahead. He's just now finally taking his. Um, but I'm probably just going to call that a Bronze League thing. I'm switching to carriers at this point, which I probably should have done slightly sooner. Much as everybody jokes how no one uses the carrier, how it's getting removed from the game. With this build, it's actually super effective. The DPS output is just crazy. You want to still keep building some Void Rays to deal with Corruptors, but against Hydras or anything else, they're just awesome. So I got my mothership. Another problem I've been having a lot is I tend to really want to make my mothership part of my army instead of leaving it at home for defense and just using mass recall. It's just another one of those details that I need to really address. My money is stupidly high. I could have just been warping in billion zealots or throwing down way more cannons. This is really, really light on the cannons for this build. And hell, I could have taken fourth if I really wanted. I mean, I'm floating 15, 1600 minerals at a time. And I'm low on gas, so it wouldn't have been a bad idea. I also should have been teching, probably getting High Templar or something like that. I am, at this point, just trying to find whatever I can to kind of burn some money on. And I'm just going to move out again. I think I was at least smart enough to leave my mothership at home this time. But, I mean, considering the armies, it's a moot point. With this big of a supply difference, there's not really anything he could do to hold this push. But, before you guys think I'm picking on the Bronze League player, once that next game, you'll see what my overconfidence from game 1 does to me. So I'm just kind of picking off his third. He's going mutas, which is so not the right choice. And all these roaches are just kind of useless. They can't shoot up very well. I do just kind of sack all my zealots into his spine crawler line, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Again, he can't shoot up. So, I mean, I just kind of destroy everything. I don't think I've lost any of my air units. I lost my zealots, sure, but I'm floating $1 billion. He tries to, I guess, do a counterattack with his roaches, but they never even make it out of his base. Just because the carriers do so much damage, it's kind of ridiculous. Ooh, wait, I think I might actually use this carrier. Let's see, it's gonna be close. Oh, look at that, I lost the carrier. There's a GG. I was finally taking my fourth, throwing down cannons, all that good stuff, but I should have done this way sooner. I had so much money, I could have just throwing down random bases for no apparent reason, just mining gas out of them, and, building a crap ton more gateways and stargates and things like that. My macro was kind of crappy there. So let's move on to the next game. We might run a little bit long today just because I have 4 games that I'm going to try to get through in a fairly short period of time. Put everything up. I just want to check real quick. Alright, good. Mostly just making sure no one's in the chat trying to talk to me or anything like that. Since I am again doing this from my bedroom, I have no extra monitor. I can't see what's going on. So, alright. Getting started again. We'll go +2. Might actually go +4 for the beginning. Now, I try to do the exact same thing. On a map with only 2 possible spawn locations, after showing him that build, that was risky, I think, to say the least. And you'll see, I screwed this up really badly. Yeah, I mean, he should have won. If he wasn't Bronze League, he would have beaten me after doing what he does here. So you can see, pretty early pull, goes straight for some lings. Yeah, throwing down my Nexus. Trying to build wall. Get a free Overlord, which is pretty sweet. Plays a little bit, you know, second cannon. It all seems good, right? But yeah, I think there's a great big gap here. It's going to cause problems for me. I mean, you can see, this is 26 Zerglings. He has almost as many Zerglings as I have probes. It's not good. So I don't hold position my Zealot, he moves out, and yeah, hey look, all of my workers just died. So he has ravaged my base here. Thankfully I've managed to save many of my workers and send them back here to continue mining. He comes in with lings again, but I just kind of use my Zealot, pull back to the cannons. Defense up as much as possible. I threw down a couple extra cannons for good measure. I basically just keep trying to bait him into my cannons over and over again until I can wipe him out. And eventually I get a couple of units and do just that. During that time, he was not macroing. He built up a ton of money. Yeah, he should have had his expansion by now. And so he wound up from having a massive, massive lead, I'm going back to ×2 now, to being behind in food and potentially ahead in economy. Yeah, and he's got more workers than me. And his second base will be up faster than my... Then I'll be able to retake my main. But yeah, I mean, look at that. I've lost a lot here. But I'm back ahead in food count already. And honestly, I'm just going to go back to what I was doing before. I'm significantly more secure now, so I'm not particularly worried about him doing that again, unless he did a big Baneling bust, which is entirely possible. But I feel like I've got enough stuff here to hold that reasonably well, though a whole lot of stuff is kind of depending on this pylon. I really should have built a backup by now. But I mean, you can see, yeah, going back to my Stargate, I did get +1 ground just because I was so behind. I needed something to make these have a little more staying power. He's getting Spire up, which I think is a good choice, though I might have gone Hydras in his position. I'm trying to remember if he goes Mutas or if he went for Corruptors. Infestation Pit, yes, Infestation Pit is so the way to go. Fungals are such a pain in the ass if you're going Eris Protoss. You know, if you've got a mothership, it's not so bad. You can mass recall your army out of chain fungals, but it can be devastating. He's going Mutas. I wish he would stop going Mutas. I feel like Corruptors would have been better for him. I mean, you know, I can nitpick on his play, but that's silly. I can nitpick on my own play too. Look at all that chrono boost. Look at all that. I am so bad at chrono boosting. So I'm finally, you know, starting to get back in my stride, getting my Void Rays out. You know, +1 air is almost done. Continue to, you know, rebuild probes. I've got a pretty large food lead again. And I mean, honestly, from here the game is pretty much going to play out the way you would expect. But I mean, you saw he devastated me. He had me. If he had maintained any macro at all and kept spending that money and making more lings, or just, you know, took his expansion and teched up, he would have been so far ahead of me, it just wouldn't have even been funny. He is at least, going spore crawlers, though he's really focusing them around his main. This expansion is completely undefended against air. Oops. I've got my mothership coming out. Build some more gateways. Have I tech switched carriers yet? No, not yet. Getting my +1 air armor. Why am I not getting carriers on my carrier upgrade? What am I doing? Oh, right, I'm getting ready to take an expansion. Which is a little bit premature given that I don't have my mothership yet, but it was also 19 minutes into the game, so yeah, I mean, it was getting to be time. I'm still, look at this. I'm only building out of one of my stargates, and I have plenty of money to do so. Should have built a couple phoenixes. Mistake on my part. And I stuck with void rays entirely too long. There's my mothership. I'm getting my air level 2. And my third's coming along pretty nicely. He has so much money right now. It's a shame he's not expanding more. He's going really heavy in the mutas. I feel like that's a mistake. 18 mutas. I mean, hell, I've got 11 void rays. I mean, there's not a lot of question who's winning that fight. Finally making my transition to carriers and getting my graviton catapult. Carriers make the air weapon upgrades so worthwhile because you get the damage bonus from every single interceptor, which is just crazy. And again, here's what I was talking about though, where I'm making my mothership part of my army when I should just be leaving it at home for defense and mastery call. So I'm just kind of moving out, and I'm basically double his food, and miles ahead in upgrades. Checking for a third that isn't there. Come on, just go kill him. Yeah, getting my +2 air armor. Actually, probably should have focused more on air weapons, but I tend to be kind of even in the weapons armor mix. So here we go. He's coming in with all of his mutas. I think he might pick off my mothership. Yep, there goes the mothership. But whatever, I vortexed half of his mutaforce, killed the other half, pick off his base, and the game is basically over. And yeah, as soon as his other mutas respawn, I just murder them. So those are the games that I won, where I get to feel good about myself for beating up on a poor Bronze Leaguer. Unfortunately, then I've got these other 2 games that are against a Grandmaster Terran. These games are a bit shorter and are equally as one-sided, but unfortunately not in my favor. And I feel like we've still got time for this. So I'm going to go ahead and play them. Because, what's the point of having a show if you can't humiliate yourself? This first game I'm going to play at regular old faster speed. That's how short this replay is. Oh god. Oh, I remember how this game ends. Oh, this game is painful. So, as Protoss, what is one of the most important skills you can have? Force field control. I'm even... Ugh. Here we go. Look, I'm gonna bump this over to me. Force field control. It's fucking important. Especially if you're Protoss. You know what sucks? force fielding your ramp after his army gets up it. It's not so useful as force fielding your ramp before his army gets up the ramp. Makes you kind of die. Alright, so jumping back into the game. Oh, God. So, I mean, at this point, I'm doing a pretty standard. I'm really kind of doing a macro-heavy, very greedy build. Gonna try for my 1-gate expand. I'm trying to remember if this was a gate gas core expand or just a straight gate expand. I honestly don't remember. It was last week. I can't really remember anything that happened more than 12 hours ago. So, I mean, at this point, there's nothing too exciting. Pretty even in food. I'm kind of trying to SimCity a little bit, so in case there was some sort of crazy hellion harassment, I was cutting off his entryways. He has taken a gas. 2 racks. I hate 2 racks openings. This is really hard to read. He's got a gas. He could really be doing almost anything from here. But the 2 racks kind of makes me go, oh shit. Okay, good. I do take gas, and then I do my core. So I feel like this is the right response to what I've seen from him. It does give me enough gas that I can attempt to build an army. So basically, I got to his base and I saw what he was doing, and I went, well done. I guess I can't really take a fast expansion. Let me get my warp gate down, or my cyber core down, so that I can get sentries and stalkers to try to deal with whatever 2-gate push is coming. 2 racks push, sorry, habit. I mean, Tech Lab and Reactor, yeah, pretty standard. I haven't seen these add-ons, but that's pretty much what I assumed he was going to do. I'm actually ahead in food, which surprises me. You can tell I haven't actually watched this replay. Take my second gas. I should have thrown down another gateway by now. Why haven't I thrown down another gateway? What was I doing? I still haven't thrown down a gateway. Oh my god, what was I doing? Look at all this money. I could have had 2 more gateways by now. Oh, yeah, no, I did try to expand. What the hell was I thinking? Why did I try to expand? Well, that was just doomed to failure, now wasn't it? I mean, I guess I thought that, in worst case, I would sack this and my sentry would keep me alive. Which is true, and I've done that plenty and survived plenty, but that force field. You guys are all going to cringe. It's going to hurt you to watch it. So you can see he's got a pretty standard Marine Marauder force. Combat shield's about to finish. I'm getting my forge for my +1 armor, which is not going to be in time, and yeah, just to, you know, really make it hurt, he's throwing in a couple SCVs. What sucks is I see this coming. Like, here's my probe. I see this coming. I go, oh crap. Yeah, I cancel my expansion. Throw down 2 more gateways. Not that they're going to be fast enough to do me any good whatsoever. I'm trying to chrono boost that. I'm starting my armor upgrade, though again, not soon enough to do me any good. Because I have 2 sentries, and I'm gonna botch this. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here comes me losing this game. No force field, no force field, no force field. Bam! Look at that. That was useful, wasn't it? And honestly, at this point, the game was over. And there was nothing I could do. You know, pull probes in just because why the hell not, but there was really nothing I could do. My gateways were done way too late, and my economy is already destroyed. Yeah, that was game one. And you can see why I said that was so very, very painful. That was a badly botched force field on my part that I will never ever live down, ever in a million years. I have coworkers who will see to that, especially once they see tonight's show and watch me do it. So now we're gonna go into the last game, where I lose, and yeah, basically this is where I get knocked out. I am going to ×2 this because this one is a little bit longer than the last one. To be clear, he does the exact same thing, but this time I don't fuck up my first wheels. Thank God. I also do the exact same thing, though I mostly do the same thing. I'm not actually going to say that I do the exact same thing. You'll see what I'm talking about. So far, though, yeah, same. I feel like I still do my gas core. Gas core, I don't know, whichever side I take my gas on. Oh, man, look at me. I'm slow. Start my zealot first. I don't know, maybe I was going for my next first again. Or one gate expand. First I scout him, and then I think I changed my mind. Yeah, so basically I get here and go, oh Jesus, he's doing the same thing. Yeah, then I go, oh yeah, about that. Yeah, here we go. So this time I do the correct thing, seeing his build, and I do not take my expansion. I throw down an additional gateway, throw down my cyber core, throw down my gas. I pump out a couple of zealots, another gateway. Yeah, this time I'm like, alright, I'm gonna be ready for this push. Friendly tip, I'm not. And again, he's doing the exact same thing. I mean, he saw how hard this crushed me last time. He's getting combat shield, he's getting marines, he's getting marauders. So far, I'm getting zealots and sentries. Which honestly seems kind of reasonable. He doesn't have concussive shell or anything, so it's not like my zealots are going to be totally useless. And I finally start getting some stalkers. He is actually getting concussive shell, which, I mean, it's only a reasonable thing to do. Again, he's throwing in those SCVs. It's just mean. I do actually get ready to take my expansion, which was probably a mistake. Oh god, rook gate finishes so slow sometimes. So thankfully, you know, friendly little spotting pylon. Bam, a non-shitty force field, and I work on enough units that I can really probably deal with this. Yeah, I mean, he keeps pushing, I keep working in, he keeps reinforcing. I do have a couple of questionable attack decisions, but I'm holding this. I mean, it's not good, but I'm holding it. This concussion shell has finished, which sucks and is making my zealots way less useful. But I do also have an immortal coming out, which is going to make my life much better. Yay, immortals! Yay! He doesn't have stim yet, so he just kind of backs off. Though, of course, you know, big difference is he has another base now. I do not. I do immediately throw mine down, thankfully, because I'm not 100% full of health. It's like 99%. And I'm gonna say, like, yeah, he came out way ahead there. I mean, Yeah, there's just no question. I mean, from here, it's, he's doing the standard, factory starport, so you can start getting medevacs. Gonna get more marauders. Totally standard stuff here. And I mean, his army's just straight up bigger than mine. I do push out to take the watchtower, so that seems like a reasonable thing to do. Actually, at this point, I felt like I was ahead after holding that push. Oh, how wrong I was. He's taking his third. I see this coming, and I go run away. I should have canceled that. I don't feel like I can take his current army in a straight up fight. Oh, I got supply blocked. Oh, that hurts. I really needed that. Yeah, and I handled this poorly too. His drop play was just really good. I lost a lot of stuff here. My zealots got kind of trapped behind the rest of my army, but he's already won the game. I mean, there goes my expansion. I have no army left. Thankfully, he did overstim. If I had caught this army, I would have done a ton of damage to it. That was just smart. I don't even think I noticed that. Retake the middle, attempt to retake my expansion, but the game's really pretty over. I don't have a robo anymore. I'm just now getting my forge, and I'm broke. And my main's almost, yeah, it's really mined out. So here's push comes again. I, for some stupid reason, decide to engage instead of just running away and lose everything. I might actually make him go to my base before I GG out, but he's double my food, more than double my food. And he's got upgrades. Game's over. So yeah, this is what happens when a Grandmaster plays a Platinum, which I'm sure you will agree looks a whole lot like when a Platinum plays against a Bronze, which is to say that it is a giant face stomping of epic proportions. It really makes me look like I don't know what the hell I'm doing, which in all fairness is true. So yeah, those were my other games from the MLG Open Qualifiers. Tons of fun. I am happy that I've at least officially beaten someone in an MLG qualifier, even if he was just Bronze League. So yeah, I'm going to try to play more tournaments. I'm trying to get a lot of games in and a lot of practice, and hopefully finally start improving and maybe break into Diamond. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you tonight. Let's see, how long is my show here? 30 some minutes. That's not too bad. Maybe 40. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. I don't know what we're going to be doing next week. I might do some prep stuff for King of Palantir. I might try to get some replays from Mantra or one of our other kick-ass Master League players in the company, or I might do something completely different and do something not StarCraft related. I don't know, but we'll find out. If you guys have any suggestions, anything you'd like to see me do, feedback at letskungfu.com. I'm just going to remind you about that constantly until someone actually emails it, because someday I'm going to wish upon a star, and an email is going to appear addressed to feedback at letskungfu.com with some show feedback, and it will make my heart burst with joy. So that's all I've got for you guys. So until next week, have a great night, and keep playing, and watch Day 9. He's the man. Alright, guys.